Hey everybody, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax, and it's time for another video. This is going to be Retracing the Groove 11, I believe. First of all, cheers. I'm having a Southern Tier 2 Espresso Stout. This is their milk stout that's brewed with the addition of coffee and lemon peel, and it's excellent. This is it here, the bottle, 2 Espresso from Southern Tier. I really enjoy it. I don't know what it is, but I really like it. So Retracing the Groove is where I show records that I've been listening to for my collection, and things are getting back to normal a little around here, and my wife pulled a record from each of my bins. Got an 8 cubic spatted here, so I think she pulled 9, because one of them's an EP, but so she pulled one from each of them, and this is what I've been listening to. And starts off a little ECM heavy, and then it kind of moves on from there and some other interesting things. First up is Dave Holland, Emerald Tears. This is a promotional copy on ECM, just your standard ECM label. And this is a solo bass. And you might think, oh boy, that sounds a little too much, but actually it's a good ECM record. It's it's not one of the best, but for a solo bass recording and what it does really well. Next, interestingly enough, she pulled another ECM, and it's another solo record. This is David Darling. This is Journal October, and this is all solo cello. And it's on the standard ECM label. Again, it's a promo, and this is fantastic. This is a really strong solo record that, I don't know, just listening to them back to back, this really worked well for me, so I can recommend that one. It's not like classical cello. It has classical moments, and it has jazz moments. It's kind of all over the place. And a third ECM that she pulled was Everyman Band. This is a band with Michael Sikorsky, David Torn on guitar, Bruce Yaw, and Martin Fogel. And again, this is another promo pressing. This is a gold stamp promo. And again, it's on your standard ECM label. And this is kind of modern jazz, kind of free. And I have listened to this a few times in the past, and it really didn't sit with me at all. It didn't have that magic that other more, say, the atmospheric, ethereal kind of ECM records have. But when I listened to it this time, it started to open up, and it started to warm up to me, and yeah. I don't know, I'm starting to like it a little bit better, so I'm glad that I got pulled, because if she hadn't pulled that, I never would have picked to play that, so that was interesting. And then it seems lately in the batches of stuff that she's been pulling, there's a Rush record almost every time, and this time it was Permanent Waves. This is Permanent Waves in Hell. It's like I'm asleep here. Yeah, and this is first pressing. It's got the headline here. And this gentleman here in the photo, I've talked about this in the past, that is the guy who designed all the Rush record covers, album covers, since I think their second record. Okay, guys, this is on Anthem. This has the UK cut plates that say Rays, Trident UK on one side, and Rays, I believe, is on the other. And so the best plates for this record were actually cut in the UK and then sent around the world. And just a classic Rush record. It's got Spirit of the Radio, Free Will, Jacob's Ladder, Entre Nous, Different Strings, and Natural Signs. And really strong record. Spirit of Radio was written by a radio station in Toronto called CFNY. They were a alternative before the term alternative existed. They're basically a new wave radio station that played stuff like Depeche Mode and New Order and Sex Pistols and ska, punk, new wave, post-punk, Cure, like all that kind of stuff that no other radio stations were playing at the time. And they were playing records that were released in the UK within a week or 2 weeks of them being released in the UK in Toronto, which was unheard of. Nobody in the late 70s and early 80s was doing that kind of thing that quickly. But they were, because they had a person who worked for them who was British, who went to England on their dime, I guess, fairly regularly, and had records sent to him as well. So you'd often hear music, you know, sometimes 6-8 months, a year before it was released in North America. So it was a pretty fascinating radio station, and Rush were a huge fan of it. I mean, I can tell you, this is from when I was in grade like 8 and 9. Well, Rush were big fans of this radio station. The people that listened to Rush were not, and I remember plenty of brawls between the two different groups of youths, of which I was always playing both sides, because I love Rush and New Order and Depeche Mode. Anyways, great record. And speaking of Depeche Mode, which kind of tied it in, this is 12-inch. This is Depeche Mode, Master and Servant. And on US Sound Science Fiction Dance Hall Classic. This is a maxi single 45, German. It's numbered, which is completely nebulous because there's 17,509 of these at least, and there probably are not 17,509 people in the world who want one. So this is worth $10. But interestingly enough, this is a German pressing, and it's on this great splatter vinyl, which actually looks good and sounds great. And this has Master and Servant, Our People, People, Set Me Free, Remotivate Me. Good record. Fun listen. Moving on. This is Besnard Lakes Volume 1. This is a Canadian pressing. I have... I'm a big fan of Besnard Lakes, so it's not surprising that she could find one of these when she did a random pull. And this is on Break Glass Records. Might be their own label for the first record. They're on Jaguar later, so their vinyl's really horribly pressed later, but this is pressed really well. They released this record on Earworm in the United Kingdom, and I have 3 copies of this. I have this, which is an original pressing on Break Glass. I also have, they released 100 copies again a couple of years ago on Break Glass. Like, they re-released the record because it sold out and it got a little expensive. So I have that. That one I bought directly from them and is signed. This one I bought off eBay. And I also have a UK pressing on Earworm. So this is probably their most post-rock record, but it still has all the hallmarks of a Besnard Lakes record, with that post-rock mixed with Neil Young, mixed with Beach Boys. But again, this is the most post-rock. It's just the most avant of all of their records. And moving down the chain of post-rock, there was this. This is the Sea and Cake, the Moonlit Butterfly. This is an EP of theirs from 2011, and this is just fantastic music. This is on Thrill Jockey. Love Sea and Cake. Love this kind of post-rock. Love this kind of music, this kind of groove. Could listen to this. This could be a desert island record for me. It's not a record I'm overly familiar with, but if I had to be stuck somewhere with 10 or 15 records, that's the kind of music that would definitely hold me over. Next is a really good record. This is Tim Buckley. This is Goodbye and Hello. See the hello in his eye there. This is on the Electric Butterfly. This is a Unipack gatefold. And this is why I don't do the inbox challenge anymore. What's this record here? I listened to this record in year 2 of the inbox challenge, and I absolutely hated it. You know, I was spinning 5 records a day for 30 days in a row, 150 records, cleaning them, spinning them, making a video, talking about them, and when I got to this and I spun it, it was completely, it was of no interest to me, and I knew something was wrong, and it didn't seem like this should be of no interest to me. It didn't seem like it should hit my ears the wrong way. But I was just listening to too much music and not having the time to let it flow over me and absorb me, because I was kind of obsessed with the project. And I went back and listened to this later. People had said this is a really good record in their comments, and I went back and listened to this listened to this record later, and this is an excellent record. And that's why I don't do the inbox challenge series anymore, because it wasn't I was just grinding my way through stuff. I wasn't, you know, that pace and that was not allowing the music to be experienced in the way that it should be. And ultimately, this is, for me, it's about experiencing the music. And I'd done the inbox thing the year before, and I'd had a really good time, and I hadn't had that kind of negative experience the first time, so much so that I think I did 50 days instead of 30, 250 records. So yeah, so I decided not to do the inbox challenge again. But I do have something else coming up it's not a challenge, but it's, anyway, get to that when I get to that. And then the last thing that she pulled was this. This is Dennis Wilson, Pacific Ocean Blue. And this is a Canadian pressing on Columbia. This is not the US pressing on Caribou, but it's still a great pressing. And you know, this is just a magnificent record. One of my favorite records. Didn't discover this until a few years ago through downloaded a needle drop that somebody had made of this on the internet, and just magic music. The best thing, in my opinion, a Beach Boy ever did. Pet Sounds is not this. I know that's controversial to say that, but Pet Sounds is a terrible record. And this is way better. Maybe Surf's Up is the best Beach Boys record, but this is better. This is, because Surf's Up has that one horrible song on it as well. This is not plagued by horrible songs. This is kind of an homage to the 70s. Well, not an homage, but just a time capsule of the 70s. That kind of LA, coked out, kind of, you know, that Fleetwood Mac Rumors. It doesn't sound like Fleetwood Mac Rumors, but that era, that kind of mid-70s magic. This is full of pain and anguish and heartbreak, and you know, you can hear it all. It's raw, it's real, it's fantastic. So anyways, that's Retracing the Groove 11. Finally, after spinning some records, Whiplash is getting a little bit better, not quite as drugged out. Found a massage therapist who's kind of working, so we're doing okay here. And anyways, thanks for watching, everybody. I hope you're all doing well. Stay warm or stay cool, depends on where you are, what season it is. Have a great day, everybody. Keep the record spinning.